succeeded.
Today on Seattle Refined.
Do you call this immature?
Yes we do. The Corinne crazy train falls off the tracks, and Refined has every awkward moment to get you ready for tonight's Rumble on The Bachelor. Then,
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Seattle gets the royal treatment as a new version of The King and I hits town. Plus, get ready to sweat.
It's gonna get weird in there.
Refined's workout week kicks off with a fitness craze that will have you seeing orange.
Seattle Refined starts now!
Hey everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. I don't know about you, but for the Refined team, the start of the week can never come fast enough. That's because Monday means a new episode of The Bachelor. And tonight it looks like the gloves really come off. Refined managing editor Britt Thorson has the story from the Bachelor Breaking News Center, a.k.a. her desk.
That's right, Gard. And if we can believe the previews, it looks like crazy Corinne and condescending Taylor are going to scratch each other's eyes out tonight in a catfight that will rival that of the Thunderdome. Let's get you caught up.
Surprise, surprise. Week 4 begins with the ladies still in a lather over Corinne and Nick's bouncy house hijinks.
Everyone is getting pissed off because Corinne was straddling Nick in the bouncy house.
It's not okay.
Let's face it, if Corinne had a sitcom, it would be called Everyone Hates Corinne. By the time the rose ceremony rolls around, the ladies are certain Corinne's goose is cooked.
I don't think Corinne is taking this very seriously. She's extremely immature, and hopefully she'll go home tonight.
If Corinne gets a rose tonight, the whole mood in the room is gonna shift. It's gonna hit the wall.
Corinne, will you accept this rose?
Absolutely.
Oh, the humanity. Cue the awkward victory lap.
I love the taste of victory.
I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so happy, and
I'm so happy I got a rose. Now I got to make out with Nick for another week.
come and get it, Nick.
Okay, Corinne, dial it down there a little, honey. Flash forward, the final 15 girls learn they're all headed to Nick's hometown in Wisconsin, which is probably the first time anyone's ever been this excited about going to Milwaukee.
Danielle L?
Nick's first order of business, a solo hometown date with Danielle. I'm just going to say it. Danielle is annoying. She's got nothing much to say, so she constantly fills the silence with this weird laugh. Case in point.
Isn't that clean? For 12, they were gonna pay me, but not to. She's got a laugh.
The date ends at a concert where, for the second week in a row, Nick and Danielle end up doing a spotlight dance. Cringe-worthy kisses are exchanged. I'm sorry, these two just have the chemistry of a paper cut. Moving on, this week's group date is a real stinker.
Oh my God, it smells so bad.
It smells like cows in nature. Cows in nature smell like poop.
The ladies head to a dairy farm so Nick can see which of his future brides isn't afraid to get her hands dirty. Now, I could bore you with a blow-by-blow of who did what to whom, but let's face it, the only person who matters here is Corinne, who expertly plucks everyone's nerves like a virtuoso harpist from hell.
I want to be in a spa being fed a nice taco, preferably chicken.
I don't know how to do chores, let alone farm chores. What the is a farm chore? I wouldn't even make my nanny. Raquel do farm chores. Raquel is better than farm chores. She works for me.
This is disgusting.
When they told me I have to shovel poop, I was like, why? Why? I don't understand why. Everywhere I turn is poop. Can't escape the poop. It's like everywhere I turn, poop, poop, poop.
Dude, I need sushi.
My fingers! I can't move them.
You know, if my hand is losing circulation, I feel like it's gonna fall off. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna stand there shoveling poopy.
Cheers.
As the group date stumbles into another Chardonnay-soaked evening, Corinne makes the understatement of the night.
I'm starting to get the vibe that girls are having an issue with me.
Now, before we go on, I have to warn you, the rest of the evening has a 2-drink minimum, just for everyone's safety.
I'm smarter than I look. Everyone thinks, this little blonde girl, blah, blah, blah. Like, do you call this immature? I'm a good person. I'm not just saying that. I'm a corn husk. You gotta peel the layers back. And then, middle is this luxury yellow corn with all these little pellets of information. And it's juicy, buttery. You want to get to that corn.
Hold on, more on Corinne's corn in just a sec. But first, it's time for Nick's second hometown solo date, this time with Raven.
I'm really excited.
Now, I'll be honest, Raven doesn't necessarily seem like the sharpest knife in the drawer to me, but she does seem nice. And she and Nick definitely have chemistry.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Raven meets Nick's little sister. They play some soccer, they go roller skating, they make out, they have a romantic dinner, they make out some more. Are you kind of sensing a pattern with these dates?
Here's to tonight and...
Now to the good stuff. As the ladies get dolled up and liquored up for the next rose ceremony, the bad blood between Corn Queen Corinne and snooty Seattleite Taylor starts to boil over.
I don't understand her attitude all the time. She is very mean and very rude. She's fake. I can't. I'm pissed. I'm so pissed.
I'm about to go over there and repair a new one.
Come.
A couple drinks later, hide the crystal and clean out the cat box because Mount St. Corinne is ready to blow.
I'm not going to be fake to you. I'm not going to be fake to you. I just feel like the way you've been treating me and the way you've been acting toward me is disgusting. I really think that you feel that you're superior in certain ways to other people, and I don't feel like you should feel that way. I'm sorry.
I don't feel like I'm superior, but
So
I feel
what
like
is the
we are
reason?
different.
Taylor.
I think that this conversation right now is a perfect example of that, though.
Listen, I'm not an idiot. I run a multi-million-dollar company, and I
know.
don't appreciate you treating me like an idiot. So stop
not trying to
treating
treat
me
you
like
like
an idiot.
I can't even. I literally can't even.
I wanted to literally punch her in the face.
Will Taylor get punched in the face? Will Corinne's corn husk finally be shucked? Find out tonight at 8 p.m. on Como TV, and make sure to check out our blog post tomorrow morning on SeattleRefined.com.
As you can tell, we are really plugged into this season of The Bachelor because one of the ladies picked for this season came right here from our local casting call. Our refined team was there as guys and gals lined up at Pacific Place, hoping to earn a spot on the show. And if you look carefully, you might recognize a very familiar face. Nearly 300 gorgeous young ladies and even a couple of dudes packed Pacific Place for the annual Seattle Refined Bachelorette casting call. Real quick, ladies, does this guy have what it takes to be on the Bachelorette?
I don't know. I don't know him. I'm sorry. You know what?
Just looks-wise, come on.
Sure. Go get him.
While the odds of finding love on national television might not be great, it's a risk most here are willing to take.
But for people that are like tired of Tinder, like me, like this is a chance to actually meet somebody.
Now, do you really think you could fall in love with somebody on a show?
You could. I'm gonna be the negative Nancy and say I don't know my chances. There are so many beautiful girls here. It's a little intimidating. I mean, everybody's eyeing each other up. Good inspo though. Makeup, outfits, see some hot chicks.
Robert agrees.
Originally, I thought about trying out, and then I ran into somebody on the way out of shopping and decided, hang around, see what I can do, make up some, make some trouble maybe, so.
And by that, he means try to get some phone numbers.
You trying out? No? You here watching your friend?
My sister.
Oh, your sister? Yeah. Nice.
Gentlemen, for your own safety, do not try these lines at home.
Why would three beautiful girls not try out for the Bachelorette and the Bachelorette? I think you're wonderful too, and I barely met you, I'd be careful. Make sure you block out the phone number though when you go up there. You don't want people like creepers coming up and be like, hey, can I have your picture? Like, that's weird,
Don't quit your day job. Good luck, Robert. Meantime, one by one, the ladies faced their moment of truth as their names were called for their audition.
So how'd it go in there?
It went well. It was like a Band-Aid, It was a little bit nervous, but they made me feel comfortable, so it was a good experience.
It went well. It went very well. They asked you some questions about like past relationships, and I got all nervous and red and stuff.
So what do you think about your chances?
I think I have a pretty good chance.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just have this intuition, this good feeling.
In case you missed it, that was Taylor from The Bachelor, who we interviewed way back in August when she was still a hopeful looking for love.
You could.
I guess we'll find out tonight if she gets a rose or a punch in the nose. Seattle Refined is just getting started.
The dance is basically a trio. It's Laura and myself and the dress.
And the whale.
Refined gets heavy with the cast of The King and I as a fantastic new production takes the stage in Seattle. But first, Refined's first ever workout week gets underway.
I have a couple friends who are obsessed with it.
We head to a studio where orange is the new buff. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Guard Swanson. Well, it's that time of year when many people are struggling to stick to those New Year's resolutions. Of course, always the top goal is to work out just a little bit more. But where should you go to get into shape? Well, people are now swearing by boutique-style studios like Orange Theory, Soul Cycle, and Pure Barre. That's why we are kicking off Workout Week on Refined. Every day, we will sweat it out at a new studio to see if these boutique gyms really live up to the hype. First up, Orange Theory Fitness.
I think nothing can compare to us.
Orange Theory Fitness is the hottest fitness trend in the country right now, and it's exploded across the greater Seattle area. Odds are you've driven past a studio and wondered what goes on in these classes.
I have a couple friends who are obsessed with it.
We sent 2 Refined team members, Britt and Gina, to the Ballard location to see what all the fuss is about.
I'm really nervous. I'm not great at like trying new things.
I go to the Lower Queen Anne one and I love it, but it's kind of cramped and small, so I'm really excited to see this gym, and it's huge.
First things first, Britt and Gina strapped on a heart monitor to track their workout.
The goal is to maintain at 84% or greater of your max heart rate for 12 or more minutes throughout the workout, because science says that when you hold your heart rate at 84% or greater for 12 or more minutes within a workout, it can create an afterburn that can last up to 36 hours following. Because you can't deny science. And you see it right up there. You get a summary after every single workout telling you how many calories you burned, where you were throughout the entire class.
I think that's gonna probably be a big shocker to me that like I haven't been working out as hard as I thought I would have, and I haven't been reaching the zones that I think I have in my normal workouts, so it'll be eye-opening, I'm sure. So I'm nervous, but I'm excited. It's gonna get weird in there. So I did the leg weight thing first, or like the floor workout first, and then I did the treadmill, and I can see how doing that opposite might be different. I could barely move on the treadmill. I was like walking. I thought I was gonna be like a runner or a jogger, but then I got on the treadmill and I was like, okay, I'm a walker today.
The squats at the end, because my legs were already like jelly.
I found myself toward the end constantly looking up and checking like, oh, I'm in green. Or when I would be in orange, I'd be really excited about being in orange and being like, all right, maintain. So I think just being more aware of like where your body is at during a workout is probably gonna help my performance in the future too. Sometimes even the idea of having my stats up on the board for everyone to see is like very intimidating, but everyone was so in their own zone. It's kind of selfish of me to think that way. Like, who else cares about Britt Thorson when they're in there? Everyone's focused on themselves, right? And so I didn't feel, the only person who was paying attention to me was Mallory, and she was just like my #1 cheerleader.
Right now, let's go! You got this, go! 3, 2, and 1.
She did amazing. I know she was dying there for a second, but she got through it, so that's what's up. Our workouts are created specifically to appeal to every single kind of person. The sedentary adult, the person who hasn't worked out in years for whatever reason, all the way up to an Olympic athlete or a professional athlete.
But it's so hard.
I know.
Great job, guys.
Britt and Gina survived Orange Theory, calling it one of the hardest workouts of their lives. Their advice?
I feel like you just have to come and do it.
It was so intense. Yeah. Like, I really liked it, but I can tell how you could just get like shredded doing this class.
Britt and Gina didn't think it could get any harder, but they were wrong. Refined's workout week continues tomorrow with Pure Barre. They had no idea what was really in store for them.
Whenever I feel afraid.
Coming up, it's a royal visit of the refined kind. A behind-the-scenes look at the King and I.
One will suspect I'm afraid.
Welcome back to Refined. I'm Guard Swanson. Well, in case you haven't heard, the Northwest is in the midst of a very special royal visit.
Shall we dance? Shall we dance? Shall we dance?
That's Yul Brynner and Deborah Carr from the 1956 classic, The King and I. And now Seattle audiences are getting to know a new production of the classic musical fresh from New York's Lincoln Center. And word on the street is it's something wonderful.
Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy.
Based on a true story, The King and I presents a clash of cultures as a British school teacher threatens the King of Siam's beliefs with her Western ways.
It's about the King of Siam in 1862, and it was during that time in Asia, a lot of countries were being colonized, and so he knew that to protect his country, he invited a foreign teacher to come and teach his children and his wives English and Western ways.
Was shivering in my shoes.
Jose Lana and Laura Michelle Kelly play the leads in this Rodgers and Hammerstein classic.
It's such a beautiful piece, particularly what it says about friendship and what it says about different worlds, people from different countries being able to get along while still maintaining respect for their own countries is so relevant today. And I think that's why the show reads to different generations.
Whenever I feel afraid.
It's an age-old story that people get to see the equality for women and the cultural struggles and the fights that you have.
Totally.
And that we're still having that today. And
Very
it's
much
important
so.
we look at old stories to see ourselves in a new way.
People forget that the show was written in 1951, I believe, and the fact that Rodgers and Hammerstein consistently wrote progressive female roles of characters of outspoken women stating their opinion in a world where they're being constantly pushed down by kings and bigger characters.
The King and I features beloved tunes like Getting to Know You and Shall We Dance?
Like as a kid growing up watching movie musicals, you know, there are so few iconic moments like that to see the King and Mrs. Anna in this big hoop skirt ball gown parading around, and as I grew older realizing the symbolism of it, like the fact that two worlds can dance in harmony together.
While it's a favorite moment in the show for Jose, Laura too has a special relationship with that scene and of course the dress.
And this dress is 45 pounds. So inside this restricting corset, it is actually really helpful for the character. It's very useful to have something to play against.
Right.
He has to take half the weight with me, and
The dance is basically a trio. It's Laura, myself, and the dress.
And the whale.
Yeah.
But it's so
It's
pretty.
beautiful. It's
And
beautiful.
people say that it makes the scene.
The King and I runs through February 3rd at the Paramount Theater. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Refined. Well, if there's one thing we know for certain, Refined viewers are obsessed with their pets, especially dogs. That's why we love to share stories with you about folks going the extra mile to help man's best friend, like this one we discovered from our sister station in Portland.
This was not good.
Meet Anthony. Anthony is up for adoption at Brooke Benson's dog rescue, Puplandia. How could she afford to turn her home into a rescue?
Thank you. We got puppy breath, thank you.
So we do a puppy kissing booth, and that will be $1. Hi, Leon. I love dogs, and it's fulfilling.
Brooke says a couple of Christmases ago, she drove to Los Angeles to rescue 14 dogs from a kill shelter.
And when I came back, I knew that that's what my job was supposed to be.
So she quit her job as a teacher and started Puplandia. She takes in owner surrenders, fosters them through her volunteers, and gets them vaccinated, healthy, and adopted. She also works with animal shelters.
Really old dogs and mama dogs with new babies, I can't really handle them being euthanized, so I try my hardest to find a foster to get them in.
Sometimes her hardest is pretty darn good. That kind of dedication has brought her volunteers like Susan Payne.
I've actually volunteered for several rescues in the area, and what she does is far above anything I've seen anywhere else.
Good girl.
Brooke doesn't get paid for this. Puplandia is a non-profit, and she's a volunteer too. She got a new part-time job to help her and her husband make ends meet.
It's a huge risk. I mean, we have to pay our bills, we have to pay our mortgage.
But for Brooke, it's a risk well worth taking.
You're small, but you're making a difference.
Yeah, we're trying.
Wow, what a story, huh? All right, that'll do it for today's show. I'm Gard Swanson. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time right here on Seattle Refined.